Could everyone please turn on their videos and keep your devices on mute until your name is called? Everyone turn on their videos. Mr. Royal, Terrence Royal, turn on your video.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. What did you say?
Just keep your devices quiet because we're about to go on the record.
Okay.
Just mute your device, Mr. Reese Clark.
Okay.
And Ms. Rice, you gotta find somewhere to sit so you can be stable. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. 36th District Court is now in session with the Honorable Raeigen Evans presiding. While court's in session, there's no reading, talking, eating, sleeping, laying around, doing anything that will be dishonorable to the court. Please mute all your electronic devices in your home, and when your name is called, unmute your device and give your full attention to the court. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Rule, you're doing a lot. I see you making a smoothie and everything, so you gotta be in one spot. All right, this is the people versus Raeigen.
Yes, Your Honor.
The ticket number SP 1372483, count 1, brandishing firearm in public. Good morning, good afternoon. Please say your name for the record, starting with Attorney Nance.
Good afternoon, Judge. May it please the court. Janeki Nance, P 68686, appearing on behalf of Mr. Reslin. Mr. Reslin, please state your name for the record.
Rabia Rislan.
Judge, this matter was scheduled to be on the court's docket on December 22nd for an arraignment. At this time, we've asked the court to waive the formal reading, stand mute to the charges.
Right, the court, okay, and how does your client wish to proceed?
Judge, at this time, Mr. Reslin would like to continue his not guilty plea and schedule this matter for a bench trial. I've discussed with Mr. Reslin his right to a jury trial where 7 people would listen to the facts associated with the case, but 6 people would make a determination of whether or not he is guilty or not guilty. And I've also explained to him what a bench trial is, where the court would listen to the facts associated with the case, and the court would make a determination of whether or not he was guilty or not guilty. It is my understanding from speaking with Mr. Reslin that he is voluntarily choosing to give up his right to a jury trial and have this matter heard by the court. Is that correct, Mr. Reslin?
Yes.
Judge, you muted.
Mr. Reslin, can you raise your right hand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor. I say the truth.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You understand you do have the right to a jury trial?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value to waive your right to a jury trial?
No, Your Honor.
And you understand that by having a bench trial, the court will be the fact finder?
I'm sorry. Do you understand?
You understand that by having a bench trial?
Yes,
the court
yes.
will be the fact. Okay, the court's going to continue your not guilty plea, set it for a bench trial for September 19th at 9 o'clock. Did you have any questions?
Your Honor, now because they took my property, I cannot work till I get this resolved.
That's the soonest date that we can do for a bench trial.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay.
I appreciate. Could you give me the date again, please?
Say that the date is September 19th at 9. I mean, you could resolve it today. It might not be the resolution that you want, but there's no offer actually, so you probably do want to take it to trial.
September 19th.
19th, yeah.
Is that a state?
Okay.
It's it's our city.
Looks like our state.
Yeah, she got an offer. It's just.
Oh.
And then without the ticket.
Okay. Do I do it? The court would be in person or in a Zoom, Your Honor?
It's on Zoom,
Okay, what time is it?
9 o'clock.
I appreciate you kindly, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have
Thank
a
you
good
so
one.
much. Thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
this is the people versus Charmaine Rice, ticket number P 1342612, count 1, failed to display valid operator's license, not on person. Count 2, tinted windows, front driver passenger windshield more than 4 inches. Good afternoon, please state your names for the record.
Janeki Nance, appearing on behalf of Ms. Rice. Ms. Rice, please state your name for the record.
Charmaine Rice.
Judge, today's the date and time set for an arraignment and hearing. We waive formal reading, stand mute.
Okay, how does your client wish to proceed?
Judge, we've had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Rice. Ms. Rice would like to continue her not guilty matter plea and schedule this matter for a pretrial.
All right, so we'll set it for September 19th at 8:35. Any questions?
Ms.
No.
Rice? Okay.
Okay, you're all set.
Ms. Rice, you can disconnect September
Okay.
19th at 8:35.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so much.
You're welcome.
Will I get a reminder in the mail or?
No, right. No, this is your reminder, so just write it down, make sure you remember.
I'll put it in my calendar. Thanks, Judge.
Okay. All right, this is the People versus Sean Rule, ticket number U 629-50122. Count one. Looks like pedestrian interfering with vehicle traffic. I think it's disorderly conduct. All right, good morning, good afternoon, please take your names for the record.
Janeki Nance appearing on behalf of Mr. Rule. Mr. Rule, would you please state your name for the record?
Sean Rule.
Judge, today's the date and time set for an arraignment. We waive formal reading, stand mute. Judge, at this time, Mr. Rule would like to continue his not guilty plea and schedule this matter for a bench trial. Mr. Rule and I've had an opportunity to discuss his right to a jury trial where 7 people would listen to the facts associated with the case, but 6 people would make a determination of whether or not he was guilty or not guilty, or if he would like to have a bench trial where the court would listen to the facts associated with the case and the court would make a determination of whether or not he is guilty or not guilty. It is my understanding from Mr. Rule that Mr. Rule would like to have a bench trial. Is that correct, Mr. Rule?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Rule. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down, you understand you do have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value to waive your right to a jury trial?
No, ma'am.
You understand that by having a bench trial, the court will be the fact finder?
What's that mean?
That means that the court will determine whether you're guilty or not.
Oh, okay. I wasn't.
So the court's gonna continue your not guilty plea, set it for a bench trial on September 19th at 9 o'clock. Do you have any questions?
Absolutely. When I talked to counsel, when I talked to the young lady that preceded me speaking, I did not know. I'm sorry.
You had it correct, she's counsel.
Okay, my apologies. I didn't know that there was a disorderly conduct charge. I thought that the charge was something totally different.
Disregarding the officer's signal, correct, Judge?
You know, I couldn't read.
That's another thing, that the reason why I want to go to trial, because I feel like this was.
Hold on, Mr. Rule. This is what the
Yes.
ticket says. It says the above person was told to not leave scene of infraction, pedestrian, interfering with vehicle traffic, above left scene, disorderly conduct, disobey lawful. So I can't read it. Lawful something. Police officer.
Exactly.
So Judge, I just want to make sure that I'm clear. The ticket on the docket, it's only one count, is that correct? And so what the court is reading is a description of what the officer attempted to write, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the charge is,
You're right. It's disregard officer signal. I was just reading from the ticket and they didn't say that, but the charge is disregard officer signal.
Yes, ma'am.
and Mr. Rule, that is what we discussed.
Yes, ma'am. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
I understand, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Nance.
You're welcome, Judge.
Okay.
With that being said, I'm sorry, Judge. With that being said, Mr. Rule comes back on September 19th at 9 a.m. via Zoom.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Rule, you have that?
Yes, but do I use the same credentials that were on the postcard from the court to be able to get into the Zoom?
You do.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Rule.
ticket.
This is the People versus Arthur Rolston, ticket number SP 1291541. Two, count one, no proof of insurance. Good afternoon, please state your names for the record.
Becky Nance appearing on behalf of Mr. Rolston. Mr. Rolston, state your name for the record, sir.
Arthur Rolston.
Judge, today's the date and time set for an arraignment and hearing. We waive formal reading, stand mute. Judge, is there an offer that has been made for Mr. Rolston?
There is, do you stipulate to probable cause?
I don't know what the offer is, Judge.
It's to dismiss.
Oh, Judge, we stipulate the probable cause.
All right, this matter is dismissed without prejudice. You're all set, Mr. Rolston.
Thank you.
What happened?
It's dismissed. You can disconnect.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For Dominique Riley, Miss Nance, it's
They dismissed everything.
it's disorderly conduct, 6 months
I don't know how to,
probation.
don't know how
and
to do that.
morality school.
I'm sorry, Judge. Who is this?
Hold on, sorry, let me just remove. All right, for Dominique Riley, it's disorderly conduct, 6 months probation, and the morality school.
Judge, I don't believe that person signed on.
Okay.
Oh, Dominique who?
Ross, Riley.
Yeah, she was supposed to be there this morning and she said she was coming this afternoon.
Oh, okay. She was someone that indicated she was coming this afternoon.
So she
Okay.
did.
Okay. All right, this is the People versus Kenyo Reese Clark. You have an offer for that? The offer is to plead to civil infraction of no proof of insurance and civil infraction of 10 miles over posted speed. It'll be amended to limited access, and then everything else dismissed.
Okay. Judge Janicki, okay, Mr. Reed Clark, what they want you to plead to is what I think you were scheduled to pay, because Judge, on the docket, we only have a show cause for the license being invalid or improper.
The mother two was it was for no insurance and no registration.
But that's like December 12th. So answer, is that it?
Is this what you're talking about? Is them the two tickets you're talking about?
No, okay.
I pulled it all together.
We put there, you have a number of tickets. We pulled everything together. All of this came out of July 2nd, 2022. And the offer is, because here. This is what you're charging. No operator's license on person, no valid registration, no proof of insurance, and speeding.
Yeah, them the three I got right now. I got all of that.
Okay, whoever is speaking with you, can you just tell them to just hold on?
Yes.
The prosecutor's office has offered that if you make admissions to the no proof of insurance and the speeding ticket, which they'll reduce it to 10 over as opposed to 16 to 20 miles per hour over posted speed, then everything else would be dismissed.
You got your proof of
I got my proof of insurance and my registration
and your life.
and my license.
But we're asking you to plead on speeding.
You still want them to plead on speeding?
Correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, you would still have to plead to the speeding.
Okay.
You want to accept that offer, Mr. Reed Clark?
Yes.
Okay, Judge, we're ready to proceed. Judge, as it relates to the arraignment on all of those, we waive formal reading, stand mute. Mr. Reed Clark would like to accept the recommendation that has been presented. As it relates to the factual basis for the speeding ticket, we will stipulate to the face of the ticket for the factual basis, and we'll stipulate the probable cause for the remainder.
And there was another ticket, but that would be dismissed as well.
Okay, and we'll accept that as well, Judge.
Okay, this is
Thank
the
you.
People, Kenyo Reese Clark, ticket number P1141837, count 3, drove while license not valid or improper license. Ticket number SP1368879, count 1, speeding 16 to 20 miles per hour over posted speed. Count 2, no proof of insurance. count 3, no valid registration, and ticket number SP1368881, count 1, no operator's license on person. Good afternoon, please state your names for the record.
Janeki Nance appearing on behalf of Mr. Reese Clark. Mr. Reese Clark, please state your name for the record.
E.L. Reese Clark.
Judge, today's the date and time set for show cause, and probably arraignment on some of those matters. We waive formal reading, stand mute. We'd ask the court to allow Mr. Reese Clark to accept the recommendation that has been presented. He will tender a plea of responsible on the ticket that the speeding ticket, and we will stipulate to the factual basis for stipulate to the face of the ticket for the factual basis, and we'll also stipulate the probable cause for the dismissals.
All right, so everything but the speeding ticket is dismissed without prejudice, and the speeding ticket is amended to limited access with 10 over, and we will proceed to sentencing. There is going to be a fine of $135. Because this is a civil infraction, you have 14 days to pay it, which means you have to have it paid by August 31st.
Okay.
Is that something you can do?
Yeah. No.
You can't do it?
No. Yes. I mean, I can pay it before. You said by the 31st, right?
August,
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. All right. Question?
No. Do I need to show y'all my proof of insurance and
No,
registration?
we're good. We're good, Mr.
Okay.
Reese Clark. We're good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I can leave now. Okay. Thank you.
All right, for Dion Duskin, the offer is plea to count 2, blockading, and then dismiss 1 and 3.
Mr. Duskin, did you hear that offer? Mr. Duskin, unmute your microphone so we can know you heard the offer.
Yes, I heard it.
Would you like to accept that offer, sir?
I need to know exactly what I'm accepting to. I didn't quite understand it.
Blockading? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
I was going to ask Judge, could you repeat the offer for Mr. Duskin, please?
So you're charged with drove with bright glaring or without lights or failed to dim lights. That's count 1. Count 2 is failed to stop for stop sign, and count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. The prosecutor's office has offered that they'll dismiss the drove with bright glaring or no lights, and they'll dismiss the no insurance if you plead to fail to stop for a stop sign. They'll amend it to blockading, which is no point, but it is a fine of $175, and you have 2 weeks to pay it.
I accept those terms.
All right, this is the people versus Dion Duskin, ticket number P1290658, count 1, drove with bright glaring or without lights or failed to dim lights, count 2, failed to stop for stop sign, and count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Good morning, afternoon, please say your names for the record.
Janeki Nance appearing on behalf of Mr. Duskin. Mr. Duskin, state your name for the record.
Dion Duskin.
Judge, today's the date and time set for an arraignment and hearing. We waive formal reading, stand mute. Judge, as it relates to the recommendation that has been presented, Mr. Duskin would like to accept that recommendation and tender a plea of responsible. And Judge, we will stipulate to the face of the ticket for the factual basis. And we'll also stipulate the probable cause for the dismissals.
Thank you. The court will accept the stipulation and will amend the count to blockading. We'll dismiss counts 1 and 3 without prejudice, and we'll proceed to sentencing. As I indicated, there is a fine of $175 because this is a civil infraction. You have 14 days to pay it, so you have to have it paid by August 31st. Did you have any questions?
It was 175, right?
Yes, sir.
That's okay. I understand now.
Okay. Got that. Okay, we got Charles Reed.
You can leave.
You can leave. Charles Reed has a total of two tickets. And the offer is if he made admission to disregard traffic control device, then that would be amended to blockading, and then everything else would be dismissed.
Mr. Reed, did you hear the offer? If you
Yeah.
pledge to the disregarding the traffic device, it would reduce to a blockading traffic, which is 0 points, and everything else would be dismissed. Would you like to accept that offer?
Yeah, but first, could you tell me what do that mean? As far as I understand the offer, like what is the charge?
We went over the charges. You have one count of no
No,
insurance.
the one I'm pleading guilty to. I still don't understand what that
You-
means.
you-
What let's say discontrol or traffic device. I don't understand it.
It's blockading. It's no points. It'll be $175 fine.
No, I understand the offer. I just want to know, like, what do that mean I did?
I'm gonna ask you if you disregarded the traffic control device. That's what I'm gonna ask you. Then if you say that you in fact did that, then I would amend the count to blockade. But if you feel you didn't do anything wrong, then possibly you should go to trial.
No, ma'am. I just want to know what do that mean? What do that mean that I did in the traffic? I ain't never heard it before. Like, did I run a? Yeah, what do that mean that I run a stop sign, or I'm just trying to understand what it means.
It means that you either ran a light or failed to stop. Or failed to yield.
All right.
What does that mean, Mr. Reed? Does that mean you want to move forward, or does that mean you want a trial date?
I accept the offer.
I mean, you don't have to.
It's just, I'd rather just go ahead to, like, honestly. I accept the offer.
Okay. This is the People versus Charles Reed, ticket number P12900253, count 1, no insurance misdemeanor, count 2, drive unregistered or untitled vehicle, count 3, disregard traffic control device, ticket number 194409701, count 1, no operator's license on person. Good afternoon, please state your names for the record.
Jeanette Keenan appearing on behalf of Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed, please state your name for the record.
Charles Reed.
Just today's the date and time set for arraignment.
Excuse me, because that's the charge that she read is not what I got. I had my license and everything. I had an unregistered vehicle, but I had just bought it.
Sir, that's the charge that we discussed.
Yeah, unregistered vehicle with no insurance. He said no operator license. I had my license and everything.
Mr. Reed, you have another ticket from 2019.
It said no operator license. Well, then I don't want.
They're getting ready to. They're going to dismiss that ticket, Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed, do you want us to set this for all these tickets for trial for you, sir? We can do that if that's what you like.
Your Honor, Tamika Horn, on behalf of the city of Detroit, the people are not satisfied. We could set this matter for a pre-trial or a bench trial. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, counsel.
All right. You want to set it for a bench trial, or you want to set it for pre-trial, Ms. Nance?
Judge, set this for a pre-trial, please.
September 19th at 8:35.
Ms. Reed, your next court is September 19th at 8:35 in the morning. Please use the same Zoom information you used this afternoon on September 19th at 8:35 in the morning.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for Terrence Royal. Offers to dismiss for valid documentation.
Judge, we're ready to proceed.
This is the People versus Terrence Royal, ticket number P13412449, count 1, expired plates, count 2, no proof of insurance. Ticket number P134274, count 1, drive unregistered or untitled vehicle. Good afternoon, please say your name for the record.
Jeanette Nance appearing on behalf of Mr. Royal. Mr. Royal, would you please state your name for the record?
Terrence Roy.
That's today's date and time set for an arraignment and hearing. We waive formal reading, stand mute. Judge, there's a recommendation for dismissal. We join that recommendation to stipulate the proper cause.
Matters are dismissed without prejudice. You're all set, sir. Good luck to you.
That's it?
Yes, sir. You're ready. You're free to go.
All right, back to work.
For John Dallas, yes.
Yes.
For John Dallas, he's charged with driver license suspended and dirty, obscured, improperly displayed plate. The offer is if he makes admissions to count 1, that would be amended to fail to display. And then if he makes admissions to the civil infraction. And then there's also state ticket, which, okay, there's a state ticket with a drove while license not valid. That would also be dismissed. And you know what? I just dismissed the entire ticket.
Judge, may I ask the other tickets that you were discussing, are those tickets that have further out court dates for Mr. Dallas? Or are those tickets that are in warrant status?
I don't have any warrants.
Okay, because he did advise me that there were some additional tickets. I just want to see if those were the additional tickets that
Right.
he was referencing.
I have to come to court on the 21st in the St. Judge courtroom.
Okay,
Of September.
Hold tight, Mr. Dallas.
Okay.
Is there any other ticket you have? Those are trial dates in October the 21st.
It's September.
Oh, he has a trial date for October 21st.
No, it's September the 21st.
Okay, he has a pretrial scheduled for what?
You have a
9/20.
pretrial set for 9/21, but you also have trials set for October 21st.
Oh, well, see, I was misinformed because I went to court maybe last week and I told her about those tickets and she said she was gonna put them on the same day as the 21st of September.
Judge, is it possible for all those dates that we have, is it possible for there to be an offer for everything today?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Dallas, were you looking to try to resolve everything, all those tickets?
Well, I mean, they gave me other court days. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to resolve them all when I go back in one day or whatever.
If the court will allow us to do, we'll wait to see if the court will allow you to do all that today, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just give us a moment. We'll look at everything.
Thank you very much, Judge and Ms. Horn.
Yep, you're welcome, counsel.
Judge, may I inquire if there's an offer for Mr. Lamar Davis?
Fireplace, the civil infraction.
Oh,
Well, I can take a look at it, Judge. Oh, okay.
What you need? Let me go ahead and show cost on this. Here we go.
Oh, here, it's the, yeah, it's fireplace.
Okay. Like I saw it today.
Now,
I remember that. Oh, no, not Lamar. I saw the Dallas. I remember that name. Okay.
are we trying to?
This is all that he has.
Yeah. So he got some trial dates. So he gonna plead on the trials or cancel?
Is he, well, I think they're trying to, Ms. Nance, you want to package everything up
For Mr. Davis, you're speaking of, Judge?
to Dallas?
Oh, Mr. Dallas. Yes, if we can package everything from Mr. Dallas and resolve all his matters today, that would be great.
mean, I can come out, I just want to make sure. Those were, case numbers. I thought Tamika was gonna write them up.
What's that?
I mean,
Yeah, this is what we have.
I remember seeing his name. I remember Dallas.
Oh, that's what he had here. What did she have?
Okay, yeah, let me take a look.
I don't know why I'm giving it to you piece by piece. Here's the file. Sorry.
Okay, so he had more than these, right? Mr. Ratliff, than the ones on here.
What you got in your hand?
I got, two. One ticket ending in 37. This is Dallas, John Dallas.
Here.
Someone, okay. Well, these are the two I have on here, yep, okay,
Okay, and he got, fingerprint ROI.
okay.
Mr. Dallas, you had your microphone on mute. Please put it back on mute.
Okay.
Yes, I did, yeah, it should be up there.
Is it up here?
It might be. Do I need that top piece of paper?
Here you go.
Miss Nance, we can do
I
Lamar
need
Davis.
that.
This is the people versus Lamar Davis, ticket number P1290503, count one, expired plates, count two, no proof of insurance, and count three, driver license suspended. Good afternoon. Please say your name.
Good afternoon, Janeki Nance, appearing on behalf of Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis, please state your name for the record.
My name is Lamar Davis, spelled Lammar.
And I probably should have gave you the offer before I went on the record, but it's to plead to the two civil infractions and then dismiss driver license.
Mr. Davis, do you understand what the offer is? If you pled to the civil infractions, meaning the no proof of insurance and the expired plates on the day you received the ticket, they would dismiss the driving while license suspended misdemeanor count. Is that something that you want to accept, or would you like to continue your not guilty and not responsible pleas and schedule these matters for trial?
No, I accept.
Okay, Judge, we are ready to proceed with hearing the recommendation. Mr. Davis would like to tender a plea of responsible, accept the recommendation, and we will stipulate to the face of the tickets for the factual basis for the responsible pleas, and we will also stipulate to probable cause for the dismissal.
All right, so the court will accept the stipulations to counts 1 and 2, will dismiss count 3 without prejudice, will proceed to sentencing. There is a fine. $145 for the expired plates, and then $195 for no proof of insurance, which is a total of $340. The total $340. Can you have this paid? It's a civil infraction. Can you have it paid by August 31st?
No, ma'am.
How about September 14th?
Yes, ma'am. That might be a little more better for me.
Okay, so let me do September 14th. Did you have any questions?
No.
You are all set, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Prosecutor still working on your case, Mr. Dallas.
Okay.
Mr. Rayleigh, I hate to bug you. I think I misplaced it on my desk. I can barely see my desk. Not August 18th, docket sheet. We sat here. This is the 19th, and I'm gonna leave it here. This is the 17th, actually. I'm gonna leave it there because it's on my desk. I kept looking for it. I said, he gonna get me.
I think I'm me.
Like, I know I sat it there.
It's done.
Yeah, that's Mr. Dallas.
All right. Ms. Nance, the offer for Mr. Dallas would be that he would plead to fail to display, and he would plead to improper plate, and then the dirty and obscured plate. They will plead to 2 misdemeanors, 1 civil infraction, and then everything else would be dismissed.
Judge, just for Mr. Dallas's reference, can the court tell him how many tickets are being dismissed?
Okay, so it's 6 tickets are being dismissed.
Okay, so Mr. Dallas,
Okay. Can I ask how much is that fee for those 3 tickets?
Yeah, give me one. I'll tell you exactly what the fine. $405. So one of the misdemeanors would be a $300 fine. I would waive the fine for the other misdemeanor. And then the civil infraction is $105. So you would
Okay.
have, but here's the thing, you would have, you know what I would do is I'd give you till, the September 14th to make all the payments.
Okay, how much is all the payments together? You said $405?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, okay. So is each one of them $405 or the total is $405?
Total is $405. Ms. Nance, we can't hear you. The total is $405.
All right, yeah, I plead guilty then to him.
Okay, so Judge, it appears that Mr. Dallas is ready to proceed.
Hold on, one thing, Judge. Okay, I know you give me September the 14th, but I might need another week though.
But here's the thing.
Or could I call you? If I don't pay it on the 14th, can I call and ask for extension?
No, what you would probably need to do is come down to the court and make some kind of payment, and you can get on a payment plan, and they would likely extend it for you.
Okay. All right.
All right,
So this taking care of all the tickets, $405, and I have to pay it by September the 14th.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm with that.
Okay, this is the people versus John Dallas, ticket number P1290376, count 1, driver license suspended, count 2, dirty, obscured, and properly displayed plate, ticket number PSP1335029, count 1, driver license suspended, count 2, driver unregistered or entitled vehicle, count 3, improper plate, ticket number SP1286927, count 1, driver license suspended, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor, and count 3, drive unregistered or entitled vehicle, and that's it. Good afternoon, please say your name.
Janeki Nance appearing on behalf of Mr. Dallas. Mr. Dallas, would you please state your name for the record?
Yes, John Dwayne Dallas.
Judge, today's the date and time set for arraignment, hearing, and pretrial on some of his matters as it relates to the matters that are scheduled for arraignment. We waive formal reading, stand mute. Judge, at this time, a recommendation has been made to Mr. Dallas. It's my understanding that Mr. Dallas would like to accept that recommendation. As it relates, is that correct, Mr. Dallas?
Yes.
And Judge, he is prepared to tender a plea of responsible to the civil infraction and then 2 pleas of guilty. As it relates to the civil infraction, Judge, we will stipulate to the face of the ticket for the factual basis of that ticket, and he's prepared to enter his guilty pleas.
All right, with that, can you raise your right hand, Mr. Dallas?
Yes.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Put your hand down. You've had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Nance about your case and your rights.
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No.
You're pleading of your own free will.
Yes.
You're pleading guilty because you're actually guilty.
Yes.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to trial.
Yes, I do.
And knowing that you're waiving your right to trial, you still wish to continue with your guilty plea?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna direct your attention to the date of December 15, 2021 at 5:38 p.m. On that date and time, were you at or near the location of Joy Road and Long Acre in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And did you drive while your license was suspended?
Yes.
Okay.
Satisfied.
All right, I'm also satisfied. We'll amend that count to fail to display. And then I'm gonna direct your attention to March 30th, 2022 at 1:51 p.m. On that date and time, were you at or near 8 Mile and McKay in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you driving a 2004 Chevrolet vehicle?
Yes.
And did you have a proper place on that vehicle?
Yes, I did.
Satisfied, Judge.
Or is also satisfied the factual basis? And we'll proceed to, sentencing.
Just for the, I was gonna say, just for the record, we stipulate the probable cause for the dismissals, Judge.
All right, Rest of the matters are dismissed without prejudice and will proceed to sentencing. As I indicated, there's gonna be a fine of $300 for the fail to display. And then there's a fine of $105 for the civil infraction. I'll waive the fine for the improper plates. And it's due on September 14th.
Okay.
Did you have any questions?
Do I have to come back? No, I don't have to come back to court on the September 21st or October the 21st, right?
No, sir. You took care
Okay,
of it.
and do I have to come back to court after I pay the money?
Nope. If you don't give me no
Okay.
ticket,
Okay.
you know what? Oh, there, you know, and I forgot to call this as well. This is ticket number P470972, count 1, drive unregistered or untitled vehicle, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor, and count 3, drove by license not valid. You've already stipulated the probable cause. These matters are dismissed. without
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. I can leave now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, Ms. Nance, I need to invite you to my investor.
You want to take us off YouTube?